never doubt me and never lose faith, everyone, because as I always say, we're not done yet. Welcome back to the Nintendo Super Power Club Challenge channel with Bill, your host. Today, we're looking at a game that I put on the back burner for quite a while, really because I've never touched it, never played it, never heard of it. Until just recently, I gave it a shot, and I gotta say that this bears some resemblance to Maniac Mansion of all games, if you can believe that. Stick around and you'll find out why. This is the Lost Vikings on the Super NES, and this is card number 92 in the collection. So Lost Vikings, as I mentioned, actually bears a little bit of a resemblance to Maniac Mansion, not in terms of puzzle solving, although there is some of that, but it's mainly in the way that you get to switch between 3 different characters, and each of the characters has a specific ability that will be useful in getting through each level. It's actually a lot of fun, and I'm quite shocked it took me this long to get to it. So without further ado, let's jump in and see what we've got to do to complete this challenge. Okay, no fooling around, let's just jump into this here. Challenge says, can you finish these levels without being warned by Thor, King of the Vikings? On Pro, they give you the password 4RN4, and that's going to take you to the penultimate level right before the end of the game. So first of all, how does Thor get warned? Well, based upon what I've learned, it means you have to die or reset a level 15 times. Now that sounds like a lot, and back in the day, 92, 93, that was a big deal, very difficult. But nowadays, with the advent of the internet and so many different playthroughs online, there is no way in hell you should be dying and taking 15 tries to beat a level. It might take you a few, especially if you're not familiar with the controls, and there is a bit of a learning curve here. But trust me, there is no reason you or anyone else should take 15 tries to beat this level. We're going to show you exactly what to do. Even with a few mistakes, you should be able to get through it. Lost Vikings on the Super NES. Here we go. Okay, here we go with a rather difficult level if you've never played this game, which is probably most people. So immediately you can see there are 3 Viking characters up there, and you can switch between them at any point in time. The first one with the red beard, his name is Eric, and he's the one that can jump. In fact, he's the only one that can jump, so take advantage of that and keep that in mind. The second one, the one with the sword, his name is Balog. He is going to be your attacker. He can do a short sword, or he can do a long-ranged bow attack, which you're going to see right up here. So you come up here, there's a scorpion behind an electronic barrier. Don't go through it unless you want to die. So kill the scorpion with the bow and arrow, come down, use the short sword on the second one here, and then you're going to have to switch back to Eric. Why? Because he's the jumper and you have to use him to get those items that are out of reach. Keep that in mind. He will be a very big key in this run through. So that's Eric. As you can see, he's got the key. We're going to go all the way back up to the top left to use it. By the way, you've probably seen a pepper here right there. That's how you're going to regain health. Hold on to those. And by the way, you can actually transfer items in between characters, which is kind of cool. And sometimes you'll have to do that because only certain characters can get certain items. So with that in mind, we are unlocking the keys. By the way, use X to unlock any keyholes or use any items. X is your weapon or your item and button of choice. Right here, you can actually unlock that red keyhole. Don't do it yet, because by doing that, you're going to open up a hellhole of enemies here. We don't want to do that just yet. We're going to switch over to Olaf, the one with the shield. Olaf is very critical for setting up a defensive barrier because Balog, our attacker, can go up here, and he can actually shoot his bow and arrow directly through the defense, if that makes any sense. So right now, we're set up for defense. We're ready to attack. Now we can use Eric to unlock the keyhole by jumping and hitting X. And we've done that right about there, once we have it selected. And now we're switching back over. You can use the bow and arrow. As you can see, the scorpion cannot get through our shield. And now we have a key. So we're going to come back down. By the way, make sure if you're going to drop down big holes like this, make sure that you are doing it when you're going down the gravity chamber so you don't die on impact. It will happen from time to time. And if you die and lose a character, the challenge is essentially over because you need all 3 characters to get to the end of the level here, especially this one. All right, now we have everything set up for what we need. Make sure you hit these jumpers. Do not fall in the holes there. You will get fried and electrocuted and the run will end. So be very cautious with that. So right now we're taking the key from Balog, switching it over to Eric. And we have that in mind. Now we're going to switch back over to Eric, jump back up, because there's the keyhole up there. Now we can unlock it. Before we get up there, get him in position. Now we're going to switch back over to our attacker once we're ready. We're going to jump over here. And we're going to get all of our characters and Vikings down here. We don't really need Olaf just yet, but it's nice to have him in position ready to go for when we do need him. It's kind of hard to use him right now, so we're going to take a little leap of faith with our attacker. And we're just going to go right over there and we're going to kill a scorpion. We're going to use the chamber to kind of float over him. That's a nice little shield. It's kind of nice to have it to protect you from an extra hit or two. And unfortunately, he's taken some hits, so using this pepper from Eric will be very useful and beneficial. So we're going to get right over here. By the way, this is an important factor to keep in mind. You cannot switch items between characters unless they are within touching vicinity of each other. So I couldn't switch an item from Olaf over to Eric if they're on different opposite ends of the screen here, or not even on the same screen. They have to be touching each other or within very close proximity. All right, we have another pepper, we have a key, and we got to be very careful right now. We got lucky we didn't die. So we're going to move up. We have our key in position, and there's the exit. We're done with the level, right? Not so much. If this were an early level, yeah, that would probably be it. But considering this is near the end of the game, this is actually a 3-part level. So this is only going to be the conclusion. Ooh, that was close. I almost got fried to the electrical beam up there. Eric can jump up one of these gravity chambers faster if you hold in B. And I suppose if you know what you're doing, that's fine, but I wouldn't do it if you're a newbie, because you will get fried and killed. So that's really going to take care of the first part of this level for us. That wasn't too tough, assuming you know what you're doing. I would say part 2, the part we're entering right now, is easily the toughest of the 3 sections here, and you're going to see exactly why right about now. So we're going to take our secondary Viking, go up this chamber, watch out for the electric beams, hold left, there's a blue key, there's your keyhole. So that's easy, right? Get all your Vikings up there, and we're going to start getting ready for the barrage of enemies here. So you know what to do. Get Olaf up here, set up your defense. Now we're going to switch over and get our third character up here. Obviously, you need all 3 to complete the level. Be very careful because, again, he tends to go a little bit faster up these gravity chutes. We'll put him in the way back since he can't really do much good for us. Open the gate, and now we're going to start shooting this thing with our long-range bow and arrow. And from here, you're going to go ahead and take Olaf up. Couple things you can do, put him up there in position. You can put the shield up to kind of shield yourself, and obviously we need Eric to get the key. Now we're going to bring him all the way back because we need to get in position. You're going to see shortly here. It's probably a good idea to take Balog over here because you're going to see some enemies. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can get Olaf in position with the shield, or you can leave him there, whatever you want to do. The way I did it obviously is not optimal because he takes a hit or two here. We're going to get our shield guy over here. And then we're going to move straight over this way. And this is probably, again, not the smartest way to do it. We got a little bit lucky here. We could have taken extra hits there. Thank God we didn't. Now we're going to move through. We're again going to get our shield into position. And then we'll go over and open up with the key. We'll get all of our Vikings over here. We are now set. Open it up, and same deal. Use the long-range bow and arrow to blast through. 3 hits will do it. Now, from here, it gets a little bit tricky. You need to be very careful here. You're going to have some trampolines, some buttons, whatever you want to call them, and you have to get through very carefully. There are electrified floors there, and we're going to bounce very carefully. It's pretty difficult to get that key unless you have Eric. In fact, I don't think I've ever gotten that key without Eric here, so we're just going to bounce over when it's safe. Thankfully, that shield kind of slows down our descent. And we're going to get into a safe position here. Just get them all the way over. A couple ways you could do this. There is a better way to do it, but that'll work for me for now. Now we're going to start very slowly bringing all of our characters over here. We're going to bring Balog next since he's our attacker. And we don't want to have our other guy, Eric, suffer any needless hits here. And unfortunately, he can't get that red key. So we're just going to do it this way. Again, there was a better way to do it. We chose to be aggressive and foolhardy. And it worked out in our favor this time. But usually what you're supposed to do is get Olaf up there on top of the ladder, act as a shield, and then fire through it. Hey, lesson learned, don't do what I did. I got very lucky. You will not always have the same luck if you follow that same strategy. Eric does get the key here. Now we're going to bounce over. You probably noticed a pepper down there, by the way. That's a death trap. Don't go for it. It can be gotten, but it's not worth the risk. 1 death and you're done. So 1, 2, 3. We get lucky here. We did not take a hit. Most times you will take hits there if you don't have a shield up and ready. Now we're going to come all the way over, use the key, and this is going to open up the descent into the final part of this level, which is not too tough. Honestly, I think if you get through to this point, you've probably beaten the challenge. So what we have to do from here is get that key and then head over and finish the level. Now, fortunately, there's no way that Olaf can really die here. He can just stay right there and act as a shield, protect himself from the bombs. The only one, of course, who can get that key is Eric. So we're going to bring him down here, get the key, open that up, and then bring all 3 of our Vikings over to complete part 2. And then we'll head over into part 3, which, as I said, I don't think is nearly as difficult as part 2 was. So we're going to open the keyhole up. Boom, there's 1. Olaf's already down there. Here's Balog. There's no sense. There's no need to really kill that enemy. So we're just going to move all 3 of them over. Boom. There's part 2 over and done with. And now we're moving into part 3, and you'll see what happens here. And all 3 of our Vikings go up to another corridor, and you're about to see the conclusion to this level and this challenge. So right now we're going to take Olaf, and we're going to move him ahead. You're going to see why. There are some enemies here that we've not run into, and basically if they see you, they will turn into kind of de facto bow and arrows, bouncy balls. Interesting, unique takes on enemies here. They'll try to shoot toward you as arrows, and that's why it's important to have a shield. Now you notice we placed them far over to the right. That is in an effort to trap them so we can kill both of these enemies with the bow and arrow or the sword if they get close enough here. That wasn't too bad. So we pick up the pepper, use it if you need to. It looks like all of my characters are a little bit low, so it couldn't hurt. You probably saw I picked up a bomb there, right? Make sure you have it. You will need it to finish this part of the level. This part of the level is a little bit tricky here. You have to jump, wait till he's in the air, then move over. It's kind of like the Action 52 controls where you have to jump and then move. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. I wouldn't say it's quite that bad, but it's on par with it. So that's not obviously a good thing. Now, we did get the key. We made it look easier than it actually is. We open up the keyhole, and now we have one last gravity shaft we have to worry about here. And this is definitely the trickiest of all of them, and rightfully so. It's near the end of the level. You're going to go left, right, and then hold all the way over left. Make sure you have the bomb. Place it far left like this. Get over to the right, or you will get boomed, just like that. And then you're going to drop down here, get all of your characters up, just like that. So again, we're going to go right, left, right. Hold all the way over left, maybe not that far left because, oh, we went a little too far. We took a bit of damage there from a high fall. Thankfully, we had a hit point to take, so it didn't kill us. But we're going to do the same thing with our third character here. We do have a pepper with a hit point to help us out if we need it. And we could give it to Eric, but honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. We'll go ahead and do it anyway. So now all 3 of our characters have 2 hit points. That should be more than enough. Now here we have rotating spikes. Now to get through this, you're going to switch over to Balog, shoot the arrow, and very quickly switch back to Eric before it hits that red button. That will stop it, and it will stop those spikes from moving here. Jump up, get the key, and now we're going to get in position to use that key, and you can see what it was for. It stopped the spikes from moving. And then we'll take them up here to hit A and teleport. So that part wasn't too bad. We just had to avoid the spikes and falling with gravity. So not the worst thing in the world. We have one last little mini section here with maybe 2 more enemies, I believe. And then we're going to be done with this level and done with this challenge. So we're going to go up here. This is kind of a hidden path. You're not going to know it unless you play around with it. There's your last key. There's your last keyhole, and there's the exit. So go ahead, pick it up. We're not quite done yet. You can't go through the exit just yet. So this is where most people can get trapped if they don't know what the heck they're doing. Ooh, we took a hit. Oh, thank God we had 2 hit points there. Go back down the ladder. Go over left. Oh, boy. Oh, that was too close. That was too close. Go all the way back down. Get the health. And then we're going to dash holding A, I believe, and that's going to open that wall up, and that's critical because the other 2 characters that we have cannot jump, so you have to kind of free them out of that little prison cell, so to speak. From here on, we're done. Just get all 3 of our Vikings up to the exit, and we can say this challenge is complete and in the books, but let's wait until it's actually done before we say so, because there's always a chance you could take a hit from an enemy, although we're not stupid. We're not planning to take a 3rd hit here. So we'll just go ahead, get our 3rd Mr. Olaf up there. And unfortunately, he can't jump. We'll wait till he moves. Up, 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 over, over, over. Challenge number 92 complete in the books. We now have 37 challenges left to go, finally, after so many months of waiting. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. Take care. I do have other videos in the works, so trust me, it will not be nearly as long until the next one. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next challenge.